Hello friends, welcome back to Angrezi Sahitya. In this video, we will talk about a very clever and slightly rebellious comedy in English drama called Arms and the Man by George Bernard Shaw. It was first performed in 1894. At first look, the play seems like a simple love story set during a war. But Shaw, using his sharp humor and gentle sarcasm, uses this story to question many popular beliefs about bravery, love, nationalism, and even basic human behavior. Friends, this play is not about great wars or brave heroes dying for honor. Instead, it shows the difference between how people think the world is and how it really is. And in this difference, Shaw creates both humor and deep truth. Friends, to understand Shaw's message clearly, we must first look at the historical background of the play. Friends, the play is set during the Serbo-Bulgarian War of 1885. Most English people at that time knew very little about this war, and Shaw did this on purpose. Friends, by choosing a far away and unfamiliar place, Shaw wants to show one important idea. People all over the world have the same false and romantic ideas about war. These ideas are not limited to one country. By the late 19th century, many people in Europe strongly believed in nationalism and heroism. War was often described as brave, pure, and even beautiful. Shaw strongly disagreed with this way of thinking. He believed it was foolish and dangerous. Arms and the Man is his answer to this belief. A comedy that makes fun of war, not because war is small or unimportant, but because treating war as something romantic and heroic can lead to terrible results. Friends, now let us look at the main characters. Each character believes in some false idea about life, love, or war. First is Rana Petkov. Friends, Rana Petkov, a young dreamy girl who believes in romantic love and heroic soldiers. She is more in love with ideas than real people. Friends, second character is Sergius Serenov. He is Rana's fiance, proud and dramatic. He thinks he is great war hero, but his success comes from luck, not skill. The next character is Captain Bluntschli. He is a practical and honest soldier who values survival over glory. He breaks romantic ideas about war with simple truth. Next, Catherine Petkov. She is Rana's mother, proud of her social status. She tries to appear modern but often behaves foolishly. Next character is Major Petkov. He is Rana's father, a military officer with high rank. He lacks practical sense despite his position. Finally, Lauka and Nicola, the servants, show that common sense and ambition are not only found among rich people. Lauka especially understands people very well. She clearly sees the lies and fake behavior of society and is not afraid to aim higher. Let us now see how this story begins and how Shaw introduces his ideas in Act First. Friends, Act First happens at night in Rana's bedroom. Rana is sitting alone and dreaming like a princess from a fairy tale. Outside, a war was going on, but Rana doesn't see war as dangerous. For her, war feels exciting and heroic. She is very proud of her fiancé Sergius, who has become famous because of a brave horse attack. Rana believes that soldiers are never afraid and that war is full of honor. Her bedroom also shows her personality. It is rich, beautiful, and far away from real life. Friends, suddenly her dream world breaks. A stranger climbs into her room through the window. He is Captain Bluntschli, a soldier from the enemy side. He is nothing like the brave heroes Raina imagines. He is tired, hungry, frightened, and only wants to stay alive. He tells Raina that soldiers fight to survive, not to look heroic. This deeply shocks Raina because it destroys her romantic ideas about war. Bluntschli also tells her that he carries chocolates instead of bullets. This sounds funny, but it has an important meaning. Friends, It shows that staying alive is more important than showing fake bravery. Rana hides him and helps him escape. During this time, her blind worship of heroes starts to break. Act first ends with Rana feeling confused but changed. For the first time, she begins to question whether war and heroism are really as great as she once believed. From the private world of Rana's bedroom, the play now moves to a public space in Act 2. Friends, Act 2 takes place the next morning in the Petkov family's garden. Everyone is happy because Bulgaria has won the war. Rana's parents feel very proud, and Sergius arrives like a great hero. He talks loudly about honor, courage, and bravery. To others, he looks strong and noble, but inside, he feels tired and unhappy. He is bored of always acting like a perfect hero. Friends, as the scene moves forward, Shaw slowly shows the truth behind this celebration. The army officers do not understand even simple military matters. They depend on servants to manage things. Even Major Petkov, though a high officer, looks confused. This makes the army look silly instead of heroic. Shaw uses humor to show that people who speak most about bravery often lack real sense. Friends, problems in love also appear. Sergius feels bored with Rana's dreamy and romantic behavior. At the same time, he secretly flirts with Lauka, the servant. Lauka is practical and realistic, very different from Rana, who lives in a dreamy world. When Bluntschli suddenly returns, he speaks honestly about war again. He reveals that Sergius' famous victory happened because of luck, not skill. This badly hurts Sergius' pride. Act 2 clearly shows the gap between how people appear and what they truly are. Friends, Act 3 brings all the characters together and clears all confusion. The scene shifts to the Petkov Library, a place that represents knowledge and reality. Slowly, old lies, hidden feelings, and false pride come into the open. Rana understands that she did not truly love Sergius as a real person. She loved him as a hero from her imagination. When this dream breaks, her love for him also ends. Friends, Bluntschli stays calm, honest, and practical throughout the act. He speaks openly about money, work, and real life. At first, others laugh at him, but soon they begin to respect him. Rana starts to admire Bluntschli not for romantic reasons, but for his honesty, intelligence, and maturity. This shows that she has grown emotionally. In the end, all relationships settle naturally. Sergius accepts Lauka, who understands him better than Rana ever did. Rana chooses Bluntschli, who stands for truth and wisdom. Shaw ends the play on a happy note, but not like a fairy tale. The happiness comes from honesty, self understanding, and accepting reality, not from fake heroism or romantic dreams. Friends, after understanding the story act by act, we can now clearly see the major themes of the play. Friends, the main idea of Arms and the Man is Shaw's attack on romantic thinking. He shows that war is not glorious or heroic. It is messy, confusing, and sometimes even silly. In the same way, love does not survive because of big speeches, but because of honesty and understanding. Friends, another important theme is the difference between what people show and what they really are. Almost every character pretends to be brave, novel, or cultured. Slowly, Shaw removes these false masks and shows that real maturity comes from knowing the truth about oneself. Friends, the play also praises practical thinking. Bluntschli survives because he uses common sense, truth, and intelligence. In the end, simple honesty wins over fake heroism. Shaw does not say that ideas are bad, he only says they must be based on reality. Friends, all these themes finally lead us to Shaw's central lessons in Arms and the Man. In Arms and the Man, Shaw does something special. He writes a comedy that is fun to watch but also teaches an important lesson. Using humor, surprises, and clever dialogue, He makes us laugh at false ideas of bravery and romantic love, not to insult people, but to help them escape harmful beliefs. Friends, the play is still important today. Even now, people are attracted to romantic stories about war, success, and love. Shaw gently reminds us that the truth may not look exciting, but it is kinder and more realistic. Friends, if this video helped you understand the story better, hit the like button and subscribe to Angrezi Sahitya. More simple literature videos are coming.